Hello, thanks for being here. Today, well, I've been in the basement, and yes, I found something at the 1541. Looks a lot like the 1540, but it's the 1541. Now, this was in a box I found a while ago. I'm just plugging in a serial cable and a power cable. Anyway, yes, it was in a box with two 64s. I already checked them out. Let's just see what happens when we turn it on. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, it just spins. And spins and spins and spins. So that could mean a number of things. Firstly, nothing I do here is going to wake it up. Generally, it means one of the major chips, has failed. Generally. But let's not give up hope. It's here. Here we have another 1541. This one there's no way to put it. It's filthy. Filthy as can be. So let's just plug in the power. Oh, it was already on. Always make sure the switch is off before you put power on. Well, look at that. Alright. There is hope, perhaps, that this thing has hope. So when we turn the 64 on and off, it does in fact register that something is happening. And it tries to read a disc, but there's no disc there. So, let us delve into our box of tricks here. See if I can figure out what I have. A blank blank disc. Another. That is filthy. It looks like soot. Let us take the 1541 test demo disc and pop it into the drive. It says that it is loading. Oops, if we could just not get extra characters. Alright. It doesn't seem, in fact, seem to be somewhat functioning. So, what do we do? The same thing we have done endlessly. I thought that felt a little funny. Maybe that's what was wrong with it. The disc is not wanting to eject. Normally, see, I've been tidying up here, which means I don't have stuff here. But it's close at hand. So just hang on, because I've been putting tools and things and stuff over on this other table here. Which is all very handy. Alright. I do not see pliers, but there should be some. But I have a regular screwdriver, which I think if I can just get a little... Oh, it's coming. See, there's a little lip. Maybe if I take this Q-tip and fold it in half, note the technique. Maybe I can grab the disc. Ha! Look at that. Okay, we will need to do that again when it's coming out. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, what's going on here? Okay, it's in. But yeah, it doesn't feel right. That may be why this was there. Anyway, let us run the performance test. Remember, with the performance test, if you put a disk with lots of programs into the drive and it works, they will be gone. Well, that, so far, sounds okay. But it is filthy. Looks like soot. Looks like soot on my hands. It is filthy, filthy, filthy. But it sounds okay. This could be a very good candidate for case replacement. Because I bet you inside it's beautiful and shiny and lovely. I bet. Alright. So, by the way, the Lieutenant Colonel is still sitting here. I've not done anything with it. I am thinking the hard drive is not spinning, but remember, I cannot find, yet, the interface to go with it. But I will. I know where it is. Mostly. Kind of. Oh, there's nothing as exciting as watching a disk drive. Look at the little red light. Oh yeah. So now it is formatting a disk. After that it will perform some performance enhancing tests. Aha, okay, wait a second. Wait about 80 seconds. Unit is failing. Ooh, continue. Yes. Illegal track and sector. Unit is failing. Continue. Yes. Writing data. It's going to fail. It's thinking about it, but it's not happening. It seems to be stuck. Oh, okay. Unit is failing. Continue. Yes. Oh yeah, we have read errors. Lots of them. It tells me that somehow things did not format properly. I wonder for how long it's going to do this. I would like to think there is some end to it. I would like to think. But it does not seem that there is. So at this moment, I could turn the drive off. That would probably stop it. I could press run stop. That would probably stop it. What to do, what to do, what to do. I think I'll turn the drive off. Oh, and it did stop, but it didn't come out. Now it says device not present error. Okay. Let's try that again. So I've had a busy day yesterday. Once in a while, but not often, I do things on television shows. Mostly it is what is called background, or being an extra. Sometimes I have acted. So, But I can't tell you what show, and I can't tell you anything. So, all I can say is, in my typical way, I looked at their instructions of what look they wanted, and I don't like carrying, like some people show up with like 2 suitcases full of options and things and stuff. I like to just show up and say, hello, and have them look at me and say, you're perfect. So this hat is one of my go-to accessories. I will not tell you the kind of scene it is in, because you never know. They may not like that even. But anyway, let's just say, when I put on a plaid shirt and my overalls and this hat, and I guess I was just wearing my regular running shoes because, I mean, I knew we'd have to be walking some. But nobody can really see the shoes anyway. Nobody cares. I walked up. They said, unit is failing. No. Well, let's see. While we're here, let's look at this directory. See what it looks like. It's loading. But then it stopped. Alright. We're going to open 15,8, 15, quote, I0, quote. File open there. Oh, okay. I guess that file is open. We will close 15. Then I'll move up the screen. We'll do it again. And I'll try to load the directory. And it will not. And it may be to do with this whole thing of something not being right here. Do I believe that? No. No, I don't. Because it does seem to be reading. It does. It does, but there's nothing there worth reading at this moment. So I'm going to try and take this disk out using this patented Q-tip tool. Behold the magic. Hello. Oop. That didn't go. Oh. Maybe I need to check the patent information. Ha! Okay. The disk is coming out. And it doesn't look any worse for wear. But certainly, it didn't do much of anything. Let us open the secret disk case and look in here and test them. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to try Summer Games 2. Why? I don't know. I will reset the machine. I don't think this as this drive is supposedly reading correctly, I will load something in that will only need reading. And we'll see if it does anything at all. It seems to be making the typical summer game sounds, which is a whole lot of back and forth. So, we have 2 drives here. One, I know there's got to be a bad chip in this one. Now, is it a long board? Is it a medium board? Is it a short board? I don't even know the versions of the boards, but there's different boards. I suspect it's the long board, which is pretty much the length of the drive. But I don't know. This one, who knows? It does seem to be doing things. Good things? I'm not sure. Definitely, I got to take the case off and literally put the case in some soap and water. Yeah. So, will this game load? I don't know. Anyway, back to the TV show. If you're ever on a TV show in any capacity at all, behind the scenes, in the scenes, or anything at all, be prepared for long hours and be prepared to, within reason, be accommodating. Because, you know, even if you're called and said, hi, this is what you're going to do, and this is what we need you for, and this is everything and all that, when you get there, it might not happen. I remember this one lady got really upset. I was on a show. I think it might have been the last episode of the show, too. And I was supposed to sit there and look at a television that had nothing but snow on it and kind of adjust it once in a while. And there was a woman next to me who I'd met while I was on another show, and she was making me tea. Well, this other woman had been told she would be the tea maker. But you see, when you get there, they decide. So even though they have a basic idea of what's what, it can change just like that. So you can be the one, like the first thing I was ever on, I was told, you're gonna sell drugs, you're gonna handle weapons, you're gonna shoot a rocket launcher. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't a left-handed rocket launcher. So they had somebody else shoot the rocket launcher. And I was kind of pissed, but then I realized after a while, you know what? It doesn't really matter. I'm paid. Even if they don't use me, I'm paid. And yeah, they told me this is what you're going to do, but they didn't say, by the way, are you right-handed? So it probably would have looked kind of unnatural. Maybe I would have fumbled shooting the rocket launcher. That might have been bad, because it really did shoot a thing. Not a rocket, but, you know, something. So this is still spinning. It's funny, not so long ago, if I went into a store like this, especially a bank, they'd think I'm there to rob the place. Now, if I don't go in with something like this, or some other sort of blue medical mask or something, they scream at me. But it is all quite necessary. Back and forth. Back and forth. I don't think this is getting very far. But it's funny, it's not telling me, it's not happy. So what am I to do? I don't know. It just seems like it's doing back and forth. Back, forth, back. So obviously neither of these drives are working. And I'm not going to open them up right now. I'm not. This is what we call triage. And what we have are two drives that don't work. Now, what I should do is document that. But of course, because I've been tidying up, I don't have my pen, I don't have my paper, and I don't have my tape. So I guess I'll just leave these sitting here. And I will figure out documentation. Oh, by the way, if you have, you may have seen this shirt before. I don't want to touch it too much because it's old. And so I'll put it over the monitor again. There we are. If you have the TPUG magazine from December 1984, you will see on the front of it two people who run what's called, or was called, the Bradley Brothers Bulletin Board System. And I'm one of them. And this is the shirt I wore in that picture. This is it. The very shirt. Right there. Still, it has a little paint drop on it. Anyway, I will at some point very delicately clean this again and hang it. I shall. It's funny, I remember Summer Games was very slow loading, but not this slow. Let's see in our magic thing here if I have anything else that I could just pop in. That I'm kind of familiar with. You know what? It's sounding different. Like it's not cycling quite so much. So maybe I'm just going to leave this. Do I see anything on the screen? No. Maybe I will just leave this and see if something happens. I seem to remember with Summer Games, it took an awfully long time to load, and then suddenly it would spring to life. After a very long time. Kind of like in the TV business, when you're filming something. Hurry up and wait. I got this hat years ago. I'd always liked this style. Some people, of course, say it's, I don't know, like it is, I don't know from which side, but it is kind of from the kind that soldiers wore in, I think, the American Civil War. But I always just liked it. Nothing to do with what it stands for. Oh, this is going faster. Or, you know, anything. I just liked, I was so, wow, that was a cool hat. So I remember years ago I bought it at the Kinman Fair. Never saw another place to buy it. It was just some guy at a booth. But this hat has appeared in episodes of American Gods, Outlaw Bikers. You know what, I've been on so many shows. Somebody said, oh yeah, one day you'll lose track. And I thought, oh, never, never, this is so precious. I'll never forget any moment. Well, I don't remember the moments on the set. But, I don't. But, they were, and the people, and they were all wonderful. But there's some things I've been in I've never seen. And probably I never will. Anyway, but this hat is where it's at. I had a cowboy hat I was going to take last night. And I did take it in the car, but I didn't even bring it in. I didn't, because I just knew this is the perfect hat. Well, I'm going to turn the monitor off. Exciting. I think what I'm going to do is give up. Because even though this is sounding a little different, it's not doing anything. So, I'll turn this back on for a second. It's still a blank screen. I'm hitting run, stop, and restore. Nothing is happening. I'm going to turn it off. It's still doing the same thing. Alright. It stopped doing that. Oops. Alright, I'm going to turn the drive off. I'm going to turn the drive on. Turn the computer off. I'm going to turn the computer on. I'm going to load the directory. And I will see that it says that. Load some side one. I'm going to do one of these. not going to make any difference at all. It's going to go off into La La Land. So, enough of that. Oh well, enough of these drives. Thank you for being here. Perhaps I'll tell more stories at some point. For example, when I was on American Gods, I was on a scene with a famous fellow. Well, there were a number of famous fellows there, but I was seen really well. Right after he gets all up and leaves and yells and screams and dumps his beer on the floor, and as he's walking out, he goes by me, like really close. And I, like a good background person who's looking at this guy in the midst of this going, oh my, look at this. I'm standing like this, and as he goes by, I go like this. And then, after he goes, I look back. Well,